I sprayed perfume before I sat down to film, and I don't even know why I bothered. You guys can't even smell me. Hey guys, it's Judy here with my lifeaskikay. Welcome to today's video. We are going to be playing, swatching, trying, testing the 4 new mini palettes recently-ish released by Juvias Place. If you guys have been here on my channel for a little while, you know that I'm an avid lover of all things Juvias Place. I'm gonna leave a playlist linked right here of all my videos involving Juvias Place, makeup looks using their palettes, even a full swatch video of all the 14 Juvias Place eyeshadow palettes that I own. I think it's 14. And the only palettes not included in that video are these 4, which I'm very, very excited to be playing with. Other than the chocolates palette, I haven't tested any of these others on my eyes yet. I haven't even swatched, played, tried, tested, or anything with them. So in today's video, I'm going to be swatching all of these palettes for you. In separate videos, I'm going to be creating eyeshadow looks using each individual one of these palettes. So yeah, without further ado, if you would like to see all the swatches of 4 of these palettes, I'm actually going to be swatching it on my face. Then just keep on watching. If you're new here on my channel, then welcome. My name is Judy. I create videos about product reviews, makeup tutorials, and lifestyle advice. I would encourage you to subscribe, ring the notification bell, because I put out a new video every single Sunday. I do try on hauls, swatch videos, try to get ready with me, sometimes a few vlogs here and there, and very, very many makeup videos, much like what we're going to be doing today. If you enjoyed this video, then please give it a thumbs up. I would really, truly appreciate it. And now we're just going to get straight into this video. I'm just gonna start with whatever I have on the left first and work my way to the right. So it happens that I have this little The Berries palette by Juvias Place. These are all by Juvias Place. It just so happens that the first palette on the left is this pink one. It's called The Berries and it's so freaking cute. In fact, all of these palettes are really cute. I think this is the first time Juvias Place has released any eyeshadow palettes to this scale. Not scale, but this scale. If you are someone who is intimidated by the big massive palettes with all the different colors in them, you don't quite know what to do with them, you might find it easier to use these little 6-pan palettes because they have all the shades in the same family. Alright, let's have a swatch. This palette has 4 matte shades in it and 2 metallics, or shimmers if you like to call them. It is just so pretty. I don't want to get my fingers into it, but that's what the whole point of this video is, so I will. For a dark burgundy matte shade that is of the purple red family, it's actually quite smooth and surprisingly smooth. I've found that a lot of reds, purples tend to be quite dusty, but I haven't got my finger into that purple yet, so let's see when we get there. It feels quite smooth upon touch, but when looking at it on my finger, it looks quite patchy, but then, you know, we haven't even tried it yet. But I'm just sharing with you guys my first impressions and my feel, if anyone at all is actually interested in how it feels. Ooh, this one feels very smooth and very soft, but also upon looking at it on my finger, it looks quite patchy, almost like there's not much oil in the product itself. But again, that's okay. Just talking about the feel, picking up a bit of that shimmer, which of course is gorgeous as always. Juvias Place gets many things right, and shimmers slash metallics is one of them. Imagine the YouTubers who have 6 fingers on one hand. They must find swatch videos so incredibly easy to do. So we're gonna start with that deep burgundy. I go back and forth because that's kind of what you do when you're blending eyeshadows anyway. Not patchy at all upon swatch application. I'm really hoping that this doesn't actually stain my skin. I've found a lot of really pigmented pinks and purples do. But that's very smooth and very pretty. I don't have anything on my skin right now other than a bit of skincare. I'm gonna go in with that second pink shade there. Swatch. Okay, first swipe, that's very patchy, but I'm gonna go over it again. Okay, I just had a massive chunk of fallout on my nose. That one is fairly patchy, and even as I'm dipping my finger into it, there's a lot of powder and fallout happening. I know fallout disturbs some people and other people don't really care, but I just thought I'd mention that. If there was ever a time for a shade to come up smooth, it's while you're swatching it, because you're literally just pressing it into the skin in 2 directions. But looking at that, it looks very, very patchy. I don't know if you guys can see, but you know what? Let's move on. I have this shimmery shade here. What I really also wish is that these shades had names. One of the things I really love about Juvia's Place and that really makes them stand out to me is the shade names. It kind of makes me a little bit sad that these shades don't have names, but you know what? That has absolutely no reflection on the product itself. Ooh, that is pretty. And I just left a bit of pink on my nose there. When I swatched that on my face, it left nothing on my fingers, so that's pretty good. The product just slides right off my finger onto my face, but I don't know if that's a good thing or a bad thing, because if it slides off my finger, maybe it'll slide off my face. I don't know. You really don't know until you try these things on your eyes. But from experience with Juvia's Place shimmers, they're very, very metallic. Okay. Ooh! Dang, that's really pretty. Okay, moving on to the next one. This video is probably already 10 minutes long and we're only in the first row of the first palette. Get my finger all up in there. Okay, this matte one feels a little bit, tad bit chalky, but it's incredibly pigmented. Look at that. And now this purple. I haven't found a good matte purple yet from Juvia's Place. Maybe this one will surprise me. Maybe the Violets palette will surprise me, but you just don't know. Again, this one has a lot of fallout happening, but then I am really digging my finger into it as well. Shimmery, ooh, right next to the other shimmery one. Oh, it's almost a burgundy red shimmer. Well, I mean, it swatches like it looks in the pan. Oh, that's really pretty. Imagine applying that to your eyelid if you had a bit of primer or glitter glue on underneath. It would probably come up even more metallic than it does. All right, going in with that hot pink matte shade. Oh, excuse that little dot right there. It's a bit of nail polish that I couldn't get off. I'm just waiting for it to chip off on its own. Ooh, that pink one, neon pink. Oh, dang, that's really pretty. I can see a slight bit of patchiness there, but it's still by far the best matte out of the 4 mattes in this one palette. Now going in with that deep purple one. Okay, kind of what I expected. It's just patchy AF. It's a beautiful shade, but it's just very patchy. I think you would really have to work with this shade to build it up and blend it in, and just have a really good sticky primer on your lid before you use this purple shade. Okay, very pretty, beautiful shades, incredibly pigmented, not very disappointed other than the fact that the mattes are just a tiny bit powdery and a tiny bit patchy, but I have definitely swatched worse matte shades out there. So that's the swatches of the Berries palette. Let's move on to the chocolates. This is the chocolates palette. It has 4 matte shades and 2 shimmers. In fact, I think it is the case with all of them. Nope, the Nudes has 3 shimmers, 3 mattes, so okay. The chocolates palette has 4 mattes and 2 shimmers. This brown matte is very, very smooth and very soft. It doesn't have that powdery, chalky type of feel to it. I've used this black shimmer before already on my eyelid, and I know it's really, really good. The shadows in this particular palette, I can say, blend beautifully and are very pigmented, and in fact have a very long staying wear as well on the eyes, because I wore this palette on my eyes for like a whole day, about 8 hours I think it was, and it was still on my eyes by the end of the day. Natural fading, which is bound to happen with any shade or any palette, but this one has a tiny bit of fallout. Actually, not a tiny bit, it has a fair bit of fallout, but again, some people don't care, some people do, so I will mention it. I think I inhaled some of that powder. So the first row, I'm going to do this on me cheek. This one is a deep, dark chocolate matte brown. Very beautiful to deepen up any eye look. A tiny bit patchy, but again, I don't have anything on my skin, so that might just be that. This one is the shimmer. Ooh, pretty, very pretty. And I also love that there isn't much left on my finger. It's just applying smooth, straight on the skin. Juvia's Place shimmers are the best, you guys, like the best. All right, this one is the 3rd matte brown. Very, very dark, tiny bit patchy, but you know what? You could definitely build it up. I have applied this to my eyes before. It is very, very buildable. All right, now going into the 3rd row. This one is a chestnut chocolatey type of brown. Chocolatey, is that a word? This one is a chestnut chocolatey type of brown. Very warm, almost of an orange undertone. Beautiful tan shade right here. Great for a highlight if you have a deep skin tone. This one is not a coppery, maybe more of a silvery type of brown. And I have used this one on my eyelid before as well, layered on top of that other shimmer, and it's beautiful. I love this little palette. I think this one is gonna sell very well because it's neutral browns. Okay, patchy, but you know what? We can build it up and blend it in. See, just go in with a bit of a build. I know I said the purple ones up here, purple pink ones as well were patchy, but they were a little bit more difficult to build up. I just find that to be the case with pink, purples, and reds. See how intense that chestnut brown can get? I like that shade. That's actually really good as a transition. And last but not least, shimmer. Bam! Really, really pretty. I love that. Now again, there's a lot of oil content in the shimmery shadows, so you're gonna have to really press them into the skin to blend them out. Otherwise, they'll flake and just come straight off. I actually really like this palette. I feel like I could go traveling with this, create a really deep smoky eye look with this, or even create really simple natural brown look with this. I think the chocolates is going to be a top seller for Juvia's Place. I really do. Either that one or the Nudes, which brings us to the Nudes. Let me show you Juvia's Nudes, guys. Alright, now I found this palette quite interesting. I don't usually gravitate towards colors like these on the eyes, but I've been recently enjoying wearing more natural looks. Like, I still enjoy the bold, bright, beautiful, glittery looks, but I have, when I can be bothered putting makeup on the no makeup days, I like the simple sheer of color on my eyelid, maybe a bit of shimmer or glitter in the center of the lid, and I feel like this palette really fills in that space. This palette has 3 shimmers and 3 mattes. Now the matte in this palette feels incredibly smooth, almost like you're pressing your finger into some pressed powder foundation. That's what it feels like to me. Shimmers are consistent so far. I'm just gonna go here because I want to cover this cheek in purples because I love those bright, vibrant purples. Very, very, very pretty. This would be pretty on the center of the lid. Probably would be really pretty as a highlight as well as an inner corner highlight, an underbrow highlight, just highlight in general. Dang, Juvia's Place does shimmers really well. Okay, this one is that matte peachy type of shade. I don't know if you guys can tell, but upon swatching it is quite patchy. Just something to note. But as I'm pressing it and blending it further into my skin, it's looking quite smooth. You can tell on camera it's quite smooth. This would be really pretty as an inner corner lid shade if you're wanting like more of a matte eye look. This would be really pretty. Okay, now the third shimmer on the top row here. I think I need to turn down the light just a little bit. You can see the color is a little bit more true to color. Oh, pretty. We're gonna move on to the next row. This one is a matte peachy type of shade. Quite the same consistency as this one here. I feel like these type of shades wouldn't show up very, very well on me. I have yet to create a look with it, which I will be creating hopefully soon. This shimmer here, very smooth, very nice. And this almost olivey, yeah, it's like an olivey type of brown. This is the pinky matte. Yeah, I feel like this is a color you're gonna have to blend and build up and be patient with. It's a beautiful color. And as long as you have the right tools and the right know-how on how to work with shades with this particular texture, I think you'll really like it. It's not bad. It's just one of those type of shadows that I feel like you need to work with a little bit more. This shimmer, it's more of a brown salmon-y type of shimmer. Upon swatching, it's almost like a peachy champagne-y type of shimmer. As I'm moving my lips around though, the shimmer is just kind of peeling right off. I don't know if that'd be different if I actually were applying it on my lid or I had an eyeshadow primer. But if you move your eyes around a lot, like if you're a very expression-full person, maybe this particular shimmer wouldn't really stay on your eyelids. Try it on your eyelids with a primer, which I will be doing when I create a video using this palette. And the last matte shade, looks more like a shit stain than anything. Probably would be nice if I was wearing like maybe like an army green type of shirt or jumpsuit or something. I don't know why this particular shade reminds me of a jumpsuit outfit. It just does. So that's Juvia's Nudes, guys. Not quite sure how I feel about this palette. Again, it's not really colors that I gravitate towards, but if you're someone who with a very fair skin tone, for people with a darker skin tone, there isn't really a shade in here that could work as your transition. Maybe for me, in my skin tone, this might work as my transition, and then all the rest will be like an all over lid shade or highlight shades. But yeah, I'm not quite sure how this would work for someone with a really dark skin tone, not unless you really wanted to maybe use some of these as highlight, because I don't know, that's probably a bit too dark dark as a highlight from even me. But yeah, nudes, pretty. Not really my jam, but still pretty. Okay, here are the violets. Now I'm really excited to get my fingers into this. I love bright pinks, I love bright purples. Unfortunately, I have not yet been able to find really good purples from Juvia's Place other than the shimmery silvery purple shadow from the Magic palette by Juvia's Place. The other purples I have swatched from Juvia's Place have kind of disappointed me. Maybe this little palette will redeem Juvia's Place in the world of purples for me and surprise me. So now this purples has 4 shimmery shades and 2 matte shades, which I'm very sure was intentional. Not I think. Well, it seems everything Juvia's Place does is intentional, especially with the shade range and everything like that. Love it. Spot on. Thanks, Juvia's Place. If you watched my swatch my stash video where I swatched all this purple eyeshadows in my entire collection, the general consensus was the shimmery purples are a lot better than matte purples. I think matte purples are literally just a shade that is a nightmare to formulate. As I've heard very many beauty YouTubers say, even themselves, people with their own brands, people who have formulated their own eyeshadows, they have said that purple eyeshadows, especially in the matte realm, are incredibly difficult to formulate, which is why I think there are 4 shimmery purples and just 2 matte shades in this one, because they wouldn't want majority of this palette to be a dud. Sounds harsh, but kind of fair enough. The shimmery purple in this one, not as smooth as the other shimmers in the other palette. Very, very pretty shades though. Like this one, bright violet. This one, more of a silvery taupey type of purple. And then this matte purple here. Exactly how expected, kind of patchy. But that's okay. That's okay. To be expected. I shouldn't be that rough in my eye area. Give myself wrinkles. Suck at swatches. This one feels rather kind of underwhelming. It's a beautiful shimmer. It just doesn't have that luster that I'm kind of wanting from a shimmer. This second one here. Ooh, that's really pretty. I don't know if you can tell. It's not showing up on camera on how gorgeous it actually is. It has a lilac undertone. Ooh, I don't think I have a shade in my collection that is quite like this one. That is really pretty. That is really pretty. I'm gonna come close up because it's not quite showing up. There you go. Lilac undertone as I turn my head. Kind of goes more purple pink in certain lighting. From far away, it looks more like a silvery type of purple, but that's really pretty. I want a dress made fully out of this color. All right, now that matte purple here, kind of what I expected. Feel like Juvia's Place can't quite hack it when it comes to matte purples. Ooh, this one feels really smooth actually. Okay, love that one. Right, here's the second matte. Oh, okay, that one surprised me. That one swatched a lot better than this top one did. And that was just one swipe. Really pretty, love that. I think I'm gonna be using these 2 in a look. Maybe this one too. But I just need something for the transition and there's just no matte in this palette that I think is gonna do it. Yeah, that last matte shade. Okay, it's not the worst purple matte I've ever tried, but it's definitely not the best one either. I don't know what the best one is because I don't think I've found one yet. Oh, I have. The best purple matte shadow I have found in all of my entire eyeshadow palette collection is... You're just gonna have to watch the video. I'm gonna leave it linked in the description box down below. Given the patience and the time, I think you could really make that one work. Okay, so I think this might be great as a transition. This other matte one is just, nah. It's a no. It's a no from me. Now that I have successfully swatched my entire face and the entire Juvia's Place mini palette collection, that concludes this video. Now, these palettes retail. Now, these palettes retail for $14 each on the Juvia's Place website. Keep in mind that is US dollars. If you're here in Australia, do the math. It's gonna cost fair bit more because the conversion rate is just terrible at the moment. Australian dollar isn't worth very much right now, but you know what, that's besides the point. Be aware that you do have to pay postage. Having said that, Juvia's Place also does sell these 4 palettes in a bundle in which you will save a little bit of money. On top of that, there are always coupon codes floating around on the internet where you will be able to save a bit more money. I recommend installing the Honey app. This video isn't sponsored by anybody, but I do enjoy using the Honey app because the Honey app finds coupon codes for you and applies the best one to your purchase, which will in turn help you save money. I have a link down in the description box below where you can sign up for Honey and it'll help you save extra money on this and literally, well, most other websites on the internet when you do online shopping. What else? I had a subscriber also comment this on my other swatch video where I was swatching all my other Juvia's Place eyeshadow palettes, that there are a lot of fakes being circulated, not just these palettes, but a lot of other Juvia's Place palettes. It's very important to purchase either straight from the website or from the shop, like in Ulta. I think you can buy these in Ulta if you're in the US, but if you're in Australia, I'm pretty sure you can only purchase these straight from the Juvia's Place website. I would very much recommend doing that because then you know for sure that you are getting the genuine product. There are no harmful ingredients in these products. If you buy a fake, you absolutely have no idea what might be in there. I know it's cheap. I know not everybody can afford the full price of makeup. But having said that, Juvia's Place is quite in the realm of affordable, and for the quality of the eyeshadows that you're getting, it's very much worth money in my opinion. So just please do be aware of that. Do not buy fake makeup. It's not good for you. It's not good for your skin, and it's also encouraging counterfeiters to keep on doing it and just mooching off companies that have created the actual product. Now I know these companies already have millions of dollars, but that's not the point. The point is your health. I think at the end of the day you need to look after your health. Do not buy counterfeit makeup. It is not good for you. You could end up with infections and inflamed eyes, and having said that, you might even end up with the coronavirus. I don't mean to start anxiety and panic here, but if you buy fake makeup, you never know what bacteria or germs are going to be in there. I'm just going to throw that in there. Just a bit of food for thought right there, you guys. Anyway, I've kind of gone on a bit of a tangent. Thank you guys so much for watching this video. If you do want to purchase these eyeshadow palettes, go head on down to the link in the description box down below. It's not an affiliate link. I just want to make it easier for you guys to find where you can purchase these palettes if you are interested in doing so. Having said all that, thank you guys so much for watching this video. I really truly appreciate that you have been here and spent your time here with me today. If you are not subscribed, please do so. I would really appreciate it. Hit a thumbs up if you enjoyed this video. Thank you guys so much for watching. I really truly appreciate that you've chosen to spend your time here with me today. I shall see you guys in my next video. Bye! I'm really hungry. Oh, my earring just came off. Where'd it go? No, seriously, where did you go? This isn't funny anymore. Couldn't have gone far. This room is really small. Oh, can you hear my tummy? I'm really hungry. Counterfeiters.